Hi, I'm Maureen Lundy of Lundy Computer Consulting and Repair, and I receive a lot of questions about how do I make my network work better and is it cost efficient? So today I've created a tutorial that will address those questions.
In this tutorial, we will understand the 6 steps to successfully build a wireless network for a small home or office. We'll look at the list of requirements, cable length, device types and requirements, environmental limitations, equipment limitations, compatibility requirements, and understand some hidden costs of your network. We'll also look at new technology like mobile hotspot. A small network will accommodate 1 to 10 individuals and provide a variety of services: internet access, internet telephone service, Wi-Fi telephone service, folder and file sharing, entertainment and gaming, and printing capabilities. Here's how it works. Web internet service is transmitted to the building and then to the modem through either telephone cable or coaxial cable. Next, the modem codes and decodes the message for the appropriate internet service provider, be it telephone company, cable company, or wireless company. The message is then transmitted through the firewall to the router. The router acts as a beacon, transmitting signals to other devices. The firewall is invisible and typically a service provided by the router. Computers, printers, cell phones, telephones, smartphones, and other devices send and receive signals through the router. Here is an example of a modem and a router. This device is a combination modem and router. This picture shows coaxial cable on the left. Coaxial cable connects your internet service provider to your modem, and Ethernet cable, the yellow cable, connects your modem to your router. Telephone cable looks very similar to Ethernet cable, except the connectors are smaller. Telephone cable would be used in place of the coaxial cable in the event that the internet service provider was the telephone company. To create a wireless network, you will need wireless computer devices, internet service provider, a modem, a router, and network cable to connect the modem and the router. You might recognize the names of these internet service providers. Xfinity provides cable service through coaxial cable. CenturyLink provides DSL service through telephone lines. USI Wireless provides wireless service, and Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T provide wireless service through mobile hotspots or your cell phone. A mobile hotspot provides the same function as a router, except you don't need a modem and a router when you use a mobile hotspot. Device types and requirements vary by internet service provider. You will need a specific modem for DSL, cable, and wireless service through a wireless carrier. You will also need a router for each of these options. If you receive wireless service through a mobile phone or hotspot, you will not need a modem or a router. Your telephone or wireless hotspot acts as a modem and a router. Let's look at cable length. You'll need to know the distance from the internet service provider entrance to the building to the building central service connection. You'll also need to know the distance of the cable jack to the modem and the distance from the modem to the router. It is important to consider environment limitations when positioning your equipment for your network. Consider the type of building you are in, the number of stories, construction type, whether it's wood or brick or concrete block. Make sure your equipment is stored in a dry climate and with adequate airflow to avoid overheating. Also, you'd want to keep your equipment away from interfering radio waves such as cordless phones and microwaves. And it's best to position your equipment in a central location. We've already discussed the equipment limitation that the modem needs to match the internet service provider. Now let's look at the router. The router signal distance is about 300 feet. If your wireless network will span a distance greater than 300 feet, you may need a wireless extender. Most routers come with a configurable firewall so that you can restrict access to your network. If you choose the mobile hotspot option, please be aware that this option is not meant for multiple devices. If you have more than 1 or 2 devices, the mobile hotspot likely will not be able to accommodate your needs, and you will need to purchase a modem and a router. Let's take a moment to look at the equipment costs. Some internet service providers charge a monthly fee to rent a modem. Consider purchasing the modem and router. Modems cost between $50 and $80 typically, and routers between $70 and $100 typically. Within 1 year, you could recoup those costs and potentially have a stronger network. So let's bring this information we've just been talking about into a case study to see how this applies in real life. A customer recently called me indicating that their internet service was stalling out. They couldn't view web pages and movies weren't streaming. They had recently changed their internet provider and could not get a consistent network connection. They were also starting a small business and they needed reliable and secure internet access for confidential medical records. In this case, the small office was one employee with one laptop. Additionally, the family needed secure and reliable internet access to support 4 individuals with laptops, 4 mobile phones, and a streaming entertainment player. Let's walk through the 6 essential components. The computer devices had wireless network cards. The modem was a refurbished modem supplied by the internet service provider. The router was acting as a router, a firewall, and performing hourly backup of data as well. The network cable was connected to the modem and the router. 6 feet of cable restricted the position of the modem and the router to the basement along a cinder block wall. This network used a cable modem, a router, and a network adapter extension because the signal was not strong enough throughout the house. They needed a firewall and backup of data for the business. The building was a 2-story frame house. The first floor was an open floor plan, and the second floor had 3 bedrooms and a bath. The modem and router were located in a small basement surrounded by cinder block walls. Compatibility requirements. The equipment was compatible with the internet service provider. The small business utilized Apple products, whereas the family used a variety of laptops, phones, mobile devices, and the streaming player. By now, I'm sure you're thinking about solutions for this network. Let's take a look. This network needed a new modem and a new dedicated router. Note, the internet service provider was charging a monthly fee for the modem. Purchasing a new router resulted in better service and a cost savings of over $373 over 5 years. 25 feet of coaxial cable was required to move the modem and router upstairs to a central location. The new modem is a cable modem. The new stronger router eliminates the need for the network adapter extension, an additional cost savings of $65. The new router provided a firewall and will use the old router for data backup only. Notice that I'm not providing the specifications of the new equipment. That's because this type of equipment changes regularly. I recommend checking in with a local electronics store for the latest specifications. The solution to the environmental limitations was to move the modem and router to a central location on the first floor, where there was an open floor plan, and the business and family typically used their computers, mobile devices, and streaming player. Once this was accomplished, the second floor also received reliable service. The new router provides a strong wireless signal and firewall protection. The new modem and router accommodate all of the computers, phones, and entertainment devices of the network. Let's take a moment and test your knowledge with a few true-false questions. Congratulations on testing your knowledge. I'm sure you did well, and I hope you enjoyed the music. Now it's your turn to build a cost-efficient and effective wireless network using the 6 components. List the requirements. Pull out a piece of paper and identify the following. Do your computing devices have wireless network cards? Who is your internet service provider, and what type of service do they provide? Are you being charged a monthly fee for a modem? Identify the modem type and the router type. Do you have network cable to connect your modem and router? Identify the cable length required. What is the distance between the internet service provider entrance to the building and the central service connection? What is the distance between the modem and the router? Do you have a mobile hotspot? No cable would be required. Identify the types of devices and the requirements. What type of modem? What type of router? Do you need a network adapter extension? A mobile hotspot? Do you need a firewall? What are the number of devices of laptops, tablets, phones, desktop computers, entertainment and gaming devices that will use your network? Identify environment limitations. Identify the home construction type, the number of stories. Is the equipment centrally located? Where would the central location be within the building? Is the equipment located by microwaves or wireless phones? Identify equipment limitations. Does my router have enough signal strength? What would a local electronics store recommend? Does my network equipment need updating? Identify compatibility requirements. Is the network equipment compatible with my internet service provider? Does the network equipment service all of my computers, phones, and entertainment devices? List any additional equipment needs. Congratulations on identifying the 6 components to build a cost-effective and efficient wireless network. If you'd like to see the questions outlined in a survey format, please visit lundycomputerconsulting.com. In summary, consider the 6 components to successfully build a wireless small home or office network. List the requirements. Determine the cable length, the device types and requirements, the environmental limitations, equipment limitations, and compatibility requirements. Consider the hidden costs of the network, and consider new technology that might be available, such as mobile hotspots. Please submit any questions or feedback to lundycomputerconsulting.com on the Frequently Asked Questions blog. If this tutorial was helpful to you, please like this on YouTube. You could also subscribe to the Lundy Computer Consulting YouTube channel. Have a great day.